Hey guys, let's go over the action that happened on day 2 at the Tel Aviv Grand Slam. So we're going to start with some upsets and then talk about Saeid Mollaei. We'll look at the results and one match of the day. So first upset here is Fabio Basili. He ends up losing to the Georgian, but I think Fabio just gets a little bit excited, kind of goes balls to the wall. But I like what he's doing. He's really trying to get a reaction and he's trying to chain a lot of different throws together. So if I was to summarize Fabio's style, I think it's big reactions, big power. He doesn't really do things very subtly, but apart from his foot sweeps are very subtle, and then he's combining them with these big movements and big throws. But as you see here, he just couldn't get the Georgian to fall for his tricks and ended up getting pinned. So that's the first upset that happened on day 2. And then next up, sad for the home crowd in Israel, but Muki gets thrown by this Uchimata early on. We'll have another look at that. So nice lift here. Looks like it wasn't going to score Ippon, but he manages to control it to the last second. Great upset. And finally here we've got Cassie, who I picked to be on the podium, but against the Russian here, he ends up getting countered. Wonderful control to score, and golden score. Very well done. So next I want to talk about Saeid Mollaei, competing in Israel as a ex-Iranian. He's been through a lot of troubles, and it's great to see him here. It's great to see him being welcomed by Israel. I really wish Muki didn't lose. I wanted to see these two battle it out. I also wanted to see Saeid on the top of the podium getting the gold, but silver's not bad, you know. He had a great day out, as you can see. Nice Ippon here in the semi-finals. And here he is with his trademark kataguruma against the Azerbaijan fighter. Great score there. But then Mollaei, he's always going for the Ippon, doesn't like to fight it out for points. So another one here, just for good measure. 2 wazaris, awasete Ippon. And then now we have Mollaei with a great counter against a German fighter who likes to counter himself. And this next technique, I like to call it lights out. It's quite a good one, you should really try it. So yeah, good day for Saeid Mollaei. I like how his story has come full circle and he's able to compete here. And he's a great fighter, great person all around. Right, next up the results for the under 73 kg category. And to be honest, I did not know about this fighter. Big Ogoshi here, nice running with it to finish the technique. Here's a much more clean and beautiful Ippon, same technique. Now, I guess his name is Reich. Can someone tell me how to pronounce his name? That would be much appreciated if I'm going to see him more and more on the podiums. And here we see him upsetting the Israeli fighter. Hasn't been good for the Israelis this year. They had a good turnout last year at the Tel Aviv Grand Prix, but for the Grand Slam, they're just not on the podiums. So nice counter here. Could almost call it a bear hug, but very opportune. And next up here, we see him against the Georgian. And another great counter. So he likes to have his grips around the back, likes to go for big koshiwaza. And here we see finishing the technique, getting the leg out and holding his opponent down. Finals now against Esposito, the Italian. A name I know how to pronounce, I think. Anyway, not quite sure what he was trying there. Maybe some kind of kataguruma. But with that sort of entry, you really need to grab the leg, and obviously that's illegal in judo. But another counter to the ochigari, upper wazari. But no more scores in this match. Reich just does well to burn the clock. Looking active on the ground with some newaza, trying to get the leg out. and then eventually the clock runs out and it is a gold medal for Reich, the Grand Slam. Under 81 kg category now, and Boltabaev from Uzbekistan takes gold. He had a really great day showing lots of strong techniques, lots of scores, so he'll be very happy with his performance. I don't know why, but I didn't include him in my preview video, but there was just so many big names in the 81 kg category that I guess I just overlooked him a little bit. So we see a big uranage there, doesn't quite get the score, and now deep into golden score now against the German. Goes in for a kochi makikomi, great strength, turns it over for a counter, we'll call it tewaza. And here we have him against the British fighter, McWatt. Lovely foot sweep, wazari score there. Then he follows it up with a nice taiotoshi, and I know Boltabaev likes to do a taiotoshi, one of his favorite techniques. 2 wazaris and obviously the Ippon. So moving on to face De Witt in the semi-finals, and into golden score again here. There weren't many contests that didn't go into golden score, but great counter, nice ochigari, and he's ecstatic about that one. In the finals, Boltabaev meets Saeid Mollaei, manages to outstrength Mollaei, who is usually the stronger fighter, but gets a good counter here. And then Mollaei, as always going for it, down a point, wants to score, goes in again, but Boltabaev is quick to pick him up. And then a nice buranage. It's kind of a strange variation, but what works, works. So great day for Boltabaev, good gold medal, nice judo. Women's 57 kg category now, and the Israeli, Nelson Levy. So great kosotogake there, just as her opponent was getting up. She's ecstatic about that one. And here we see another kosotogake, much more power behind this one. And in the semi-final, tying up with the Georgian, which I wouldn't recommend, but Nelson shows good balance and good strength in the position. Kind of turns in for an ochigari, but finishes it with tewaza. And against the French lady now, big hands around the back, and an Ippon, good way to score in the final. Great for Israel to finally see someone scoring gold. So her team and her country will be very happy about that. And next up we move quickly into the under 63 kg category, and I've got to say, this is incredible. So the Slovakian Tristanyák, she wins here because the British fighter ends up committing hansokomake with an illegal attack on the elbow. And then every other successive fight after this one, and the one previous to this one, Tristanyák wins by 3 shiro. So nothing to show you guys, no wazaris, no ippons, no newaza, but a gold nonetheless. Anyway, something much more exciting, the match of the day. So Fabio Basili against the Russian, Mogushkov. And right from the beginning, they just seem kind of tense. Basili has a win over Mogushkov, just holding him down with Yoko Shiho Gatame at the Masters in 2019. So I'm sure Mogushkov, coming into this, he wants to get a win on Basili. And as I said earlier, you know, big fakes, big reactions, big power for Basili. So sometimes his techniques seem easy to read, but sometimes he does really generate those big overreactions from his opponents. And obviously the Russian saw that one. So here we see another big reaction for the Uchimata. But it's really Basili's foot sweeps that set him apart. He's got beautiful, subtle foot sweeps. People don't see them coming, and I like how he mixes that up with his bigger techniques, especially his ochigari. Once he gets that leg hooked, it's difficult for him to be stopped. But at the moment, Basili's trying for kataguruma or seoi nage, so backwards throws. And the Russian is seeing these quite easily, going into a little bit of newaza here. But Basili does well. That leg is almost out, so he changes his lock on his feet and then uses his arm to just secure things in position, grabbing behind the knee. And the Russian is really having trouble getting that leg out. If he did get that leg out, he would definitely be able to hold him down. See how Basili's using that leg behind the knee to stop the overcoming foot? He's doing it again here, but a little bit late. That's where you got to stop that foot from kicking on your thigh. Tries to turn over into him here, but the ref stops it. Nice attempt at the ground though. Now Basili, he's tried a bunch of techniques, kataguruma, seoi nage, a little stab at the ochigari, and here he goes again. I think he can actually do ochigari on both sides, which is really impressive. But this is the end of the match now, and it's quite an interesting gripping sequence. So Basili takes a cross grip on the sleeve and then manages to come over the top because he's got that grip and Murugov can't defend. Goes in for a kosodo gake and a beautiful ippon. Probably one of the best ippons on the day, so that'll definitely be in my highlights. And that's it for day 2, guys. So make sure to subscribe. There'll be more for day 3 and top ippons coming soon. And I'll see you later.